Welcome, welcome. How have you been doing lately? I've been taking each day of this pandemic to catch up on things, create more stuff for me to do, and at the same time wishing I could hug my mother and all the people in my life. I'm hoping the best for all of you who are struggling alone or with a difficult situation during this pandemic. We all need to be there for each other. I never imagined we would still be here more than a year later. So please, let's hang on, together. This week's reading is part 2 of Back to Work. My colleague Lena, who worked with me in the corporate department, remembers my telling her I had tumors in the stomach and then I cried. You have been complaining of being very tired lately. She also reminded me how distracted you were after your gastroscopy results. Howard said to you that you should go home. She and others at the office couldn't understand why I was still at work, knowing what I knew. Lena and I had become great friends, even though I haven't returned to work. Our children were born 3 weeks apart. It was funny having 2 of the 3 employees in our department pregnant, but not so enjoyable for our small office, who would lose both of us for a year while we were on maternity leave. We still reminisce about our pregnancies and how we could compare notes during the day. Do you feel this? What name have you chosen for either sex? We also spent time together during maternity leave and visited the office with our newborns. Did I even say goodbye to anyone at the office? Walking around dazed, I didn't realize what I was doing, nor did I know what the future held. I brought home the framed photos of my daughter that I kept on my desk. There were 3 pictures of her that I loved, and I had put them into a narrow vertical frame. I could also sit on a bedside table in my hospital room. Today, that frame hangs on a wall I pass several times a day, but now holds a picture of Isabella, Mariano, and myself, each aged 4 or 5. It's interesting to spot the similarities and differences Isabella took from each of us. The way I look now doesn't really represent my look as I grew up, so our childhood pictures link us well. Even though she has her father's eyes and other facial aspects of him, my cousins call her Little Patricia. It isn't important that she takes from me. In fact, I prefer she doesn't take the health complications I've experienced throughout my life. The noticeable resemblance does make me smile. It was tough to have to tell my circle of friends that I had cancer, but I managed to meet with my usual lunch friends to tell them in person. They were sad, of course, and wished me well. Annette, a longtime friend from my former workplace, looked past me. Oh, my good friend. Again, please stay in touch with family, friends, and neighbors. Make sure they are all doing well. I appreciate your continued support and hope to see you next time. Ciao for now.